Good afternoon. We are starting at the boiling plant Miloslavsky in Miloslavskoye, which is part of the Kuntsevo group of companies. Here we produce potato flakes from potatoes. Here potatoes are currently being loaded. Right. The receiving hopper is in operation. Next will be the cleaning process. Let's go. Here the potatoes are being thoroughly and carefully cleaned from their skins. The skins are flying away with steam. What remains is clean potatoes, which move on to the next stage. And this is the institutional table, which is used for various purposes. There are women standing there inspecting the potatoes. Bad potatoes are rejected, good ones proceed. Let's move further along the line. Here, women are standing above, rejecting bad potatoes. Next, the potatoes are washed, subjected to washing and cutting, and then sent to the blanchers. There are two blanchers where the potatoes, cut into wedges, are then cooked. After the potatoes are cooked, process of mashing into potato or pulp follows. The potatoes are deposited, resulting in mashed potatoes. Next, water is carefully pumped to two large drums where the mash is thoroughly processed, and potato flakes are meticulously produced. Now, we will approach this task. Got it. Let's proceed to the drum section. Are we planning to lift them from above, or is there another method we should consider for this task? From above, like this. Now we are approaching the final cycle of potato flakes preparation. Final drying is taking place, and it is being sent to the packaging. These two drums, where the body will be processed, this is where the potato flake is produced. Here in this process, the evaporation of water vapor gradually occurs, then it gets connected. Let's embark on a journey to explore and take a closer look at what we have here. This is the potato flake, a key ingredient in many recipes. These are the sheets, which are used in various culinary applications. Together, they form an essential part of our cooking process, providing texture and flavor to our dishes. They are ground and turned into potato flakes, which then go to the mill. And in the end, the finished product comes out. Here we have two industrial mills, one and the other, in total, respectively. Their potato bodies are ground to achieve a certain consistency and a specific granulation required by the consumer. Next comes the process of salting of the stones. Here, I am sewing different box types of packaging. The first type of packaging is bowls, which you can see here. The other packaging and here are the finished products. Packaging, bags, only on blends of consumer qualities in stores. And here is the finished products warehouse. Here are the bags. Here are the packaging cans. Here in the warehouses, the finished products are already completely stored. Here, pallets with finished products are being formed. There's another warehouse where you can take a look. Let's go there. How many pallets and space do we currently have here exactly, in total? The finished products, once they have been carefully prepared and packaged, are then loaded from this location onto the waiting truck. After being securely placed on the truck, they are transported and delivered directly to the consumer, ensuring that the products reach their final destination safely and efficiently.
Oh, tell me, how did you get into the potato business? Well, let's say we came here by chance as well. How did it happen? We created the first small-scale processing of potato chips. We purchased English eggplants, set them up in both workshops, built and launched the eggplants. We agreed. Their perception that they would supply us with potatoes at a reasonable price. Now, when the invasion was, did they harvest? Not the harvest. Potatoes, I continued, were given 2 horns. I said, guys, it's a small obligation, please. I promise to supply us with potatoes at that price. Well, as always, it started. Oh, we didn't grow anything here. Nothing worked out. I said, well, that's clear. Well, the field for 6 rubles, let's negotiate. In case of some folk motor, not a harvest, they can... Indeed. And we adopted the program. They joined. There were, as usual, not Kafovans. There were 15 agricultural women who felt you very badly, that you are above 15. It seems we said, let's unite, join us, we will work. Everything will be fine. Your tasks can be cultivated. For in Gamenets and Pijamorots, in Moscow, the central management of the Kabardian department across the country, they created an enterprise for Volodsky potatoes, and they started growing potatoes. Before that, they learned about apapis. They began to grow potatoes from Egypt. Next, we encountered a problem. Why are we selling potatoes? Maybe we only make chips? Perhaps we will go in another direction. And so, we decided to build for BFT in the Ryazan region. We looked at what is here. We have already laid all the enterprises and arrived. Miloslavskoye asks, well, what do you have here in the brigades? What is there here in general? What are the existing ones? What are the popiatis? He says there won't be 2 factories, fuck, 1 cash, 1 spit. Ferdovets, they don't exist. And they have nothing. Where are the people? Where are the men? Marriages. Everything is in Moscow. I asked the woman for the men to be here. There should be some salary for them to come here. Yes, such a salary, and they will belong to me. I say, of course, we want women to have men here with us. Why? Well, because what they are doing in Moscow is unknown. How they live there is hard to understand. All right, I say, let's earn here. Will you be working at the factory? We will. In general, we decided to build a det, I hope, with a clean field, that is, with hives. And I build it young, with crunches. I will press it through the launch of the bunker, everything as it should be. I also want to note how I came to this, to the launch of the Oksanintsev factory, because, as you know, everyone says, what should a man do in life? Raise children, build a house, plant a tree. And since I am definitely an entrepreneur, I must build a factory. Here I am with a dream, not just a dream, but I was thinking, will I be able to achieve all this construction, to create everything from scratch? There were crises and challenges at that time, but we didn't hesitate. We created. Here is the factory. It is operating. The latest equipment, Russian products for our country, which exports a lot. We export. That's the background, brothers. I think this enterprise is significant. What are the factory's capacities? The factory's capacity, I think, processes about 40,000 tons. That's about 6,000 tons of air. You mentioned that helping you is for various purposes, both for ready-made production, first yes, and for factories. Of course, various options. We sell bags, and the consumers who buy them, that's how it works. We supply to Europe, Belarus, China, to the factories that sell there. We sell to our industry, like these in jars and bags for consumers. In our stores, in the network, we supply honey throughout Russia, but we reach all countries. How many years have you been dealing with potatoes? We have been doing it since 1999, already 25 years. Tell me, what are the 2 most vivid impressions over these 25 years, the most positive and the most negative impression for you specifically? Positive. Positive when we gradually gained momentum. Positive It's the water supplies, specifically. In Slavsko, in Dnipro, we grew 2,000 liters. The maximum was 2,000 liters. Those are the most positive. And what was bad? The situation on the side is bad. I remember the crisis. Went through, yes, they were unremarkable. In 1998, 2008, 2014, this is the negativity that hindered our development. Everything else is solvable. Tasks are set. They are definitely carried out, yes, with problems there up to 8, as quickly as Mom wants. Another question is, I know that your son works with you so that 5 lie. Tell him what enterprise you see when you first fly. I apologize, this is perhaps a bit of a question. But what kind of enterprise do you want to pass on to your son so that he can manage it? This is your dream, right? It is my dream. My dream is for him to take my place. That's why he is studying now. I believe he will succeed. This is, of course, a dream, certainly, even a business dream for him to succeed and follow in my footsteps. I'm not a dreamer, of course. I thank you more for this time, for conquering the enterprise, and what wishes you have for our farmers. And in general, what would you like from me? Zhernarov on Ferner's wish that to measure and correctly well-fulfilled obligations from consumerism on price jumps, cafes occurs in the country because the best we will put on the consumer, your products which we will put, buys, and this molecule's bonus better than any situation. On the market there was not enough way constancy. And do not look that this year we will grow now 7 prices. And the prices start to sell cheaper there, more expensive here, and next year it might have to be sold cheaper. Last year the price at the KPF was 4 to 5 rubles, and this year it's 30. Let's see if they made a profit. And what about last year? Last year everyone faced significant losses, so I urged them to terminate contracts under which they can operate on coal systems, like in Europe, for example. Half of the volume is contracted with strict targets that he agrees to, and half of the volume is based on market conditions. Then, esteemed Field Marshal, you would never lose your way in the eyes of others, and you will always have your destiny. Of course, I said that he is developing just like a Field Marshal. He is certainly struggling in his stage, but he is developing. Of course, I would like for us, in our power, the Holster Commission, Milk Rothward, to receive more attention. The boss is very important. This is our, so to speak, this is the export of this country's income. This is also Jack's entire income. This is what prized more attention. Of course, for now, my task, so to speak, is why, for example, we have a subsidy that is currently about 309 billion rubles, which is roughly $3 billion. For example, in the European Union, subsidies in the agricultural sector amount to 350 billion euros. But we exist in such practically unequal conditions. We fight, defend our interests, the interests of our side, the interests of our company, and move forward. Thank you. Good afternoon. We are present in the heated office of Miloslavskoye, here at the location that belongs to the Kuntsevo group of companies. Here we produce potato flakes. Here is the potato, yes. Here, potatoes are currently being loaded into the receiving hopper.